Melissa Shervington, Director of E.ngage Consultancy. I'm here speaking with Mashkura Begum today on my favourite topic of community engagement. Mashkura is someone who I admire greatly, really, because of her wealth of experience in community engagement, not only from a strategic level but also from an operational grassroots level. Mashkura is someone that, although she is in a strategic position, she currently manages the Birmingham Leadership Foundation, which is a company that focuses on helping young and emerging leaders to aspire. But she always remains connected to communities on a grassroots level. So I'm delighted to speak with Mashkura today to find out her views on the topic of community engagement. And not only that, but Mashkura, we're also delighted at E.ngage to have her as an associate consultant with E.ngage Consultancy. So I'm really looking forward to hearing from Mashkura today to hear her views on community engagement. Hi Mashkura, how are you doing?
I'm okay, thanks Melissa.
Okay, we'll begin by asking, what does community engagement mean to you?
For me, community engagement is at the heart of working within an area or a neighbourhood. It's actually having the in-depth understanding of the residents living within that area, sort of having a vision for that particular neighbourhood and that area. It's in terms of having a clear understanding of the needs of people, really.
Right.
And for me, that's community engagement.
Okay. And what value do you feel community engagement brings to stakeholders and service providers?
I think it's critical. I mean, for service providers and statutory agency, whether it's public, private or third sector, it's critical that those stakeholders understand the needs of the community in order for them to actually provide them with the service effectively. It's about understanding the needs and the agenda of that particular area where they're working, and unless they do that appropriately, they won't be able to provide an effective service. So
Right.
it's critical, and it's also about building a collective vision and a trust relationship with the community. And in order to do that, you have to have that understanding.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know this is a bit of a catch-22 question to ask in terms of measuring the value of community engagement. In your experience, how have you measured the value of the work that you've delivered?
I think that's $1 million question.
Yeah.
It's a hard one, and at the same time, I think it's not something that you could measure by putting a number or a figure. It's a far deeper measurement in terms of I think it's a social capital building, isn't it?
Right.
The impact you've had in an area. So for me, with in terms of my work, I felt where I've been able to empower a community or a neighbourhood or a group of people that I've worked with, that's how I measured my success.
Yeah.
And that's how I would sort of continue going on about measuring success in terms of community engagement, where there is a cohesive neighbourhood, where the residents get on with each other.
Yeah.
And work, we all know not everybody's going to get on, but if we could create an environment where there is a shared agenda, a shared vision for a neighbourhood, for an area, for a street, that's where we have been successful, and that's how I would measure success.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Brilliant. And if you could just leave the viewers or the listeners with one idea or a tip of a way in which you feel community engagement can be delivered, whether it be a project or anything.
I think for me it's always about listening.
Right.
How I would do it and how I have always done it is, wherever I'm working, in terms of area or a group, I would actually get that group together and just find out about them. I think that's something that we ignore all the time as practitioners or officers. We go in and seem to think we know what the issues are.
Yeah.
I think it's critical that we actually talk to the residents, to the individuals that are living in an area, and finding a bit more about the issues, or are there really the issues that that we think that there are. So it's important that we talk to the individuals and find out and then sort of work together on an agenda collectively.
Yeah.
So I think that's important. So anybody doing any work around community engagement or consultation,
Yeah.
or that's critical that they talk to the people that they're working with and for.
So listen to the views of the people before acting upon and delivering a service.
Certainly, that's my top tip, and that's something that's critical. Unless you do that, you won't do an effective community engagement.
Yeah, and I agree
work.
with
Yeah.
that. Okay. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for having me on.
And thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.